This episode of Bourbon on Ice, presented by Your Friend Frosty and your bartender, Mike Whiskey, is brought to you by the Cape Media Center of Cape Cod, Massachusetts. The views and opinions expressed during this podcast do not necessarily reflect those of the Cape Media Center. Listener discretion is advised.
Hey, Whiskey.
Yeah, Frosty.
Watch out for homicidal mimes. They're the silent killer.
Silent but deadly. Roll the music.
Welcome, listeners, to Bourbon on Ice,
Where we talk about everything nerdy, like gentlemen.
Join us every week for our local Cape Cod take on, well, everything.
Laugh, cry, be confused, and laugh some more.
I'm your friend Frosty.
And I'm your bartender, Mike Whiskey.
Stay tuned. You think they'll like the episode?
Oh, they'll definitely love it.
Welcome back, loyal listener. We know who you are. Hi.
And we thank you, Raul.
Who?
Raul. No?
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 What?
Joe? John?
Okay, maybe we don't know who our loyal listener is, but the guy who's been downloading our episodes, you, sir, are one great listener. Thank you.
You win the internet today. Congratulations. Just take it, please.
Someone has to take that thing off our hands. I am your friend Frosty.
And I'm your bartender, Mike Whiskey.
And this is Bourbon on Ice, where we discuss all things nerdy, like gentlemen. And yes, we've been having a bit of a break.
A small one. I gave you a heads up. You knew it was coming.
We had to, people. You were smothering us. The constant adoration, the clamoring for our attention, the love notes, the panties.
Actually, it was more like summer schedule and keeping up with regular recording was a little bit tricky.
Not to mention there was that really awkward period where my car, died for 3 solid weeks.
Yeah, it was actually very fortunate we did take a break during that time.
So now we're back.
And I'm front. Paid you back for that one.
I was working on that stupid mime joke, and nothing. He doesn't even blink. He just stared at me placidly. I worked on that, people, for a long time.
I hope you're proud of yourself.
I was.
Until that moment.
Are you my mother in disguise? Are you?
Snort.
I was gonna say that's such a her thing to do. I would get off the stage after doing something amazing. My father would say, "You did a wonderful job." My sister would say, "You did great." My mother would say, I'm pretty sure most of your friends weren't here tonight."
Right at the kneecap.
If she had a middle name, it would be Kneecapper. Oh my gosh. Okay, so summer 2023.
I think this was the worst year I've ever seen. I don't normally complain about the traffic unless it was the traffic of the Philippines. This was the worst year I've seen for traffic. I either hit or nearly got hit a full dozen times. It was bad.
Today, just on my way over here, right near that pizza place, I stopped to let 2 women walk right across the street at the crosswalk.
Yep.
I then proceed to drive forward, and this one woman with her daughter, who were behind my car, decided to run out in front of it. And of course, they're flashing that smile at me as I'm slamming on my brake, and the people opposite are slamming on their brake, and they're, sorry. I leaned out the window and shouted, "Frickin' tourists!" I may have been laying it on a bit thick, but come on, they had it coming.
Yeah. Obey all traffic laws. And that includes stopping at the stop signs on the bike trails.
When you stop at a 4-way intersection with stop signs on every corner, people, you don't go directly after the person in front of you. You wait your freaking turn. I'm just gonna say that now.
I'm glad we're not on Nantucket, where there is a 5-way intersection and everybody has a stop sign.
The hell you say?
It's 5 corners on Nantucket.
How does that... What?
It's a star of some kind.
That's madness.
It is.
I refuse to believe it. I can't believe it.
I'll show you sometime.
I don't want to. I'm terrified. I feel like if we actually witnessed the thing, it'd be like gazing into the heart of madness itself.
We don't belong on Nantucket either.
Oh gosh, no. You said, I'm glad we're not on Nantucket at the intersection. My feeling is I'm glad I'm not in Nantucket. Now, Martha's Vineyard, I love that place.
Martha's
I
Vineyard's not
love
bad.
Martha's Vineyard. Plus, they have another Bad Martha over there.
That's right. Oh, that was a good pie.
Everyone, in our next episode, Whiskey and I, we might as well just tell you now, decided to take a little bit of a road trip, and we've still got one more stop coming up. So, we recorded some stuff as we took our break, wandered around, looked at places, and in one place we went to a place we swore we'd never go, but there was a good reason, and when we were there, we discovered a charming lass named Martha, who is unfortunately a bad, bad bitch.
Yeah.
A terrible one. Just awful. But she's worth a visit.
In all the right ways.
Yeah. She's a bad girl.
She's not like other girls.
She has snake arms. No, but she does have a tail. So
Yes.
we're fishing in the same pond.
But
Okay, moving on. So, everyone, let's catch up a little bit. Let's see.
So Frosty, what have you been doing during the break?
Working, and more working. Also drinking and crying hysterically, but there was also a lot of work.
Okay.
And then there was that time I came over here. And then that other time. And that other time.
Yeah, you came over here a few times.
Sorry, just coping with the inane sadness that is my life. And the upcoming week, did we mention it's Labor Day weekend, which means that everyone and his brother is out right now doing God knows what, except us who have to work and are hiding from tourists in the game room?
And the bar.
Well, the bar is in the game room.
Well, I had a wonderful little holiday. I started archery. I think Frosty may have mentioned something about me having a bow.
He has the spear, he has the flintlock, he has the sword, he has the axe, and now he has the bow.
Yes.
I asked Miggs the other day, like, what is your sentiment towards your brother stockpiling all these weapons? And he said, I try not to think about it.
Well, I have been enjoying myself with my archery. I've been going out for like an hour at a time every day. It's been fun.
When I pulled up today, you were out there in 80 degrees wearing jeans, by the way. What is wrong with you?
I wore jeans all this summer, man.
I'm only just realizing now. I don't think I've ever
every
seen you
day.
wear shorts.
No, never. You'll never see me wear shorts.
Wait, that time we were at the water park and you wore a bathing suit.
That doesn't count.
That counts. I'm putting it in the shorts column.
That doesn't count.
That totally counts.
It doesn't count.
It counts.
But I also played more Pokemon, and I started playing BioShock for the first time.
Oh, did I forget to mention to everyone? Yes, I caught a shiny.
Yes.
Whiskey, how many shinies have you caught?
In my game so far,
Yeah.
or like in my entire history of playing Pokemon?
I mean in the game, damn it. I mean in the game. Stop diminishing my accomplishments.
Well, I've got a shiny Raikou.
I hate you so much. With all of my hate. I'm sorry. Just sitting here thinking about my Zubat.
Your Zubat?
Yes, my Zubat Onyx. My Zubat Geodude. Magneton, Snarlax, Gengar, Tangela, Goldeen, Zero. I'll stop.
Yes, please. Our viewers have said...
I just want to do one poker rap before I die. I just want to tell everyone about my Zubat, my Primeape, my Meowth, my Onyx.
There may come a day, but it is not this day.
How are you enjoying BioShock? Is it full of blood, gore, sadness, mystery, and complete and utter what the hellishness?
It's full of bugs.
Well, you do see some literal bugs.
Well, no, I mean, I apparently I had to look this up because I was trying to leave Pier 4, and like I spent like half an hour just like trying to like climb boxes and jump out the way I came in, but apparently there was a bug, a glitch, where if you do not take photographs of all free spider splicers in a set amount of time, the final spider splicer fails to spawn and you cannot progress.
I actually think I know this bug. I as a matter of fact, I know it, but I've just never encountered it because I'm good at the game.
It's not...
Shots fired. Shots fired.
I guess so. Shots fired, I guess.
I'm sorry, but you're finally beginning my favorite game franchise. I am so happy. We'll be able to talk about this and the nature of existence and life itself soon.
I'm just a slow player. I mean, I crouch and I sneak and I take care of one enemy at a time. Bam! Done. Triangulate, take a corner, secure my position, move forward.
Whiskey, are you a camper?
I do camp. My favorite playstyle is sniper.
Filthy camper. Filthy. Oh, wait. We forgot to tell everyone about what happened the last time I was here.
What happened? Oh, yes. Donkey Kong Country.
Oh, gosh. That got a little,
That got out of hand.
Yeah. By the way, did everyone know that Whiskey has a bow staff? Keep that in mind. It's about to become relevant. Okay, so I have the classic Super Nintendo console.
Okay, a little bit of a weapons nerd thing. It's just called a bow.
Just a bow?
It's just a bow.
But you have another bow which you shoot with, and then you have a bow,
Yes.
which is a staff. So we're going to have to make the distinction. One's a bow staff, and one's a bow and arrow.
Yes.
Yes.
But classically, it's just a bow.
Whiskey has a staff. There we go.
There we go.
Everyone loses.
I think everybody wins with Whiskey's staff. But
Robert, where are you? Oh, that's right. He's at Delta right now. He can't help me. He's doing unspeakable things in the woods. I'm just going to leave that one out there. Okay, so at any rate, I got the classic Super Nintendo console. I've been bringing it over here so we could go through some games, and Whiskey and I decided we were going to go against each other playing Donkey Kong Country, and everything was going peachy keen till we reached that dreaded minecart.
Minecart Carnage. Level 2-2, basically. World 2, Level 2.
And this is, old game mechanics where you lose or you win. There's no in between.
There is no forgiveness, there is no mercy.
There is one measly checkpoint, but it's so early in the game, you just know that they're sitting there, the executives of the game back in the 90s, chortling to each other, stroking long cats, and going, ha ha ha, they'll never get past this, but we have their money. Yeah.
Basically the way you padded out the game time.
Yep.
You gave people their money's worth.
So Whiskey and I stopped competing with each other, and we are literally farming lives in the previous level. We're like cheering each other on, and then Whiskey and I decide to
start adding sound effects.
Well, that's because you made this one sound. What? And then you pulled out this. Why? Yes. And then you pulled out your phone and played it the next time I died.
Well, you didn't understand the reference I was making.
And I said, what is that, Wario? That sounds like Wario.
And you pulled up Wario. Wah!
When he died, which I then followed up with, which Mario Kart 64's Toad crashing. Oh, whoa, ah!
Which I followed up with Lego Yoda's Death Scream.
And we just kept going back and forth. And unfortunately, I started having this problem where I couldn't make the first jump, so my turns started getting shorter and shorter.
And I was just, I was getting further and further along.
At one point, I make it pretty decent attempt and then get run off the track by some like lizard in a minecart, and Whiskey just touches his phone, and all I hear is wah 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 wah.
And that, my friends, is where Frosty absolutely 100% lost his.
I lost it. I lost myself. I was on the floor. I was on the floor.
He was
laughing,
actually
crying,
on the floor. Laughing. He called me a horrible person.
You maintained that you were an amazing friend.
Exactly.
But I was on the floor. And then, like, 5 minutes after I recovered, we got up and tried again. And remember I mentioned that jump that I couldn't make? My turn ended after, like, 1 second, at which point I hear from Whiskey's phone, a new record! And that, folks, is when I seized the bow staff and chased him out of the room. No joke, I really did. Your hair looked great flying in the wind, by the way.
Oh, thank you.
You really made a narrow escape past the counter.
Oh, I'm quite nimble.
No, folks, we still haven't beaten that level.
Nope.
Okay, we were talking about this earlier, and I want to jump back to it. The tourists, the driving, it's been bad this year.
Very bad.
Yeah, but I have been dealing with some people this year that I just kind of want to, how do I put this diplomatically?
Rake over the coals?
Give me more.
Bring out to the woodshed.
Ooh, give me another.
Speak words with.
That's probably the nicest and most diplomatic that I have ever gotten. In all honesty, I kind of want to go to work at my delivery truck and follow these people to their house and then ram the truck against the side of their house a couple of times until the support beams break and they are crushed to death.
With yourself? Is this a suicidal run?
Oh gosh, no. For the final one, I'm going to drive further back, then drive forward, and then throw myself out.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
So you're gonna bail at the last second?
Yes, truck torpedo. We've been dealing with some crazy people this year. Not just drivers, but just straight up tourists doing ridiculous things, being ridiculous people, being, tourists. But I actually have a story, and I mentioned this to you earlier, like before we started, but, I kind of want to tell people about this. It's actually a pair of stories now that I'm thinking of it.
Is this alright that I don't have any stories to share this year?
Then you're luckier than I am. But these stories did not take place this year. These stories took place years ago at a place that no longer exists. My old job, like 3 jobs ago. Yeah. Ladies and gentlemen, I am here to tell you the story of the hotel room, the knife, and the $20 tip.
It's a good tip.
Very much so, as you're about to find out.
The Cape Media Center, located in Dennisport, Cape Cod, Massachusetts, is a non-profit community media center and the public access TV station for the towns of Barnstable, Yarmouth, Dennis, Harwich, and Chatham. Our mission is to build community through media, enhance democratic communication, and facilitate free expression by providing these towns with a state-of-the-art media resource center. Members can become trained in our video and audio equipment and produce their own media content. Membership includes training classes, access to our field equipment, studios and facility, as well as airtime. Podcasters and music producers can share their content on our website. For more information, visit capemedia.org.
This episode of Bourbon on Ice is brought to you by Market Street Bookshop in Mashpee Commons, located at 31 Market Street, Mashpee, Massachusetts. Embrace diversity and find support for local authors and artists at the Market Street Bookshop, where your favorite new read is just a browse away. For more information, give them a call at 508-539-6985. Oh, by the way, did I tell you this morning when I was out delivering packages, I was on Thatcher's Shore and someone had a cooler out there and it said right on a sign next to it, fresh apple cider, and I went, pfft. And I drove like 20 feet, and then I parked and walked the 20 feet back.
Yep.
Oh, who are you kidding? You're getting that apple cider. They had a Venmo thing or a box where you could put money in, and I happened to have $5 on me, so I dropped $5 in the box and took the small bottle. Oh, I cannot tell you how much I have missed fresh pressed apple cider. As a diabetic, not really supposed to have it. So I'll probably, sneak out into the woods in the dead of night, light my way with only a candle, go to some forbidden grotto and drink a single drop of it out of a thimble at a time. I've thought this out.
I guess so.
Yeah. Okay, so I promised you a gruesome, ridiculous, silly, inane, possibly illegal story.
Yes, you did.
Okay.
Not just me, but our listeners as well.
Oh, hey, guy. No,
Guys.
I'm still pretty sure there's just that one person.
He's got a whole string of 20 computers, and he's just downloading it on each computer over and over and over again.
It's like that line from Hedwig and the Angry Inch. Thank you. You've been a wonderful audience, both of you. Okay, so many years ago, I used to work at a hotel, and, I do feel a little bad using the name of this place. So let's see. Oh, look, I'm drinking an Angry Orchard. So we're just gonna call it the Orchard. There we go.
Okay.
Orchard. There we go. I used to work at the Orchard. Not really.
Orchard Hotel.
Which actually kind of has a nice ring to it.
It does.
Sounds like the sort of place that you would go in Maine or Vermont, looking out over an actual orchard, or upstate New York.
Ooh.
The Orchard Hotel. Dedicated to orchard, and it's orchard themed. It wasn't, but still. This was actually a local place, and I regret every moment of that horrible job. I literally can see the scar on my hand right now from where the broken glass fell and cut me.
Ooh. Ouch.
That's painting a picture now. So
Is it a pretty picture?
It is not. So this hotel happened to have an east wing and a west wing. It had a massive pool. It was slightly upscale for a chain that happened to have one of its outlets on Cape Cod. Remember that story I told you about the guys who were smoking pot and then jumped out the window and drove away because the pot was filling the hallway and the manager came?
Oh, yeah.
Same place.
Okay, the same place.
There we go. Now the setting has been fully
Realized.
yes. Okay, so it was.
A dark and stormy night.
It could have been. This is Cape Cod.
Yeah.
I was a houseman, and a lot of hotels do not use those, as I've made clear. We talked about this many episodes ago, like I think in our first 10 episodes. Housemen are the guys who set up the bins for the maids, housekeepers.
Yep, the Chamberlains.
We go into the room and bag the trash. We strip the beds and we strip the towels, and then we just walk out. And then it's our job to, wander the hotel picking up trash. And most of these duties have been absorbed by housekeepers. I used to run the houseman department, and then one day I walked in and the hotel had decided, hey, we're dissolving that. You're now just a housekeeper. Better start learning how to clean rooms. I didn't last long after that. This one day, we happened to have... Now, this is two stories. The first story is... it leads into the second. Okay. So, one day, there was a massive snowstorm that hit Cape Cod. I think this was back in,
17?
12 or 13, somewhere around there.
13.
I'm pretty sure it was 2012. There was a really massive snowstorm that hit Cape Cod. It was so bad that power to most of the Cape was knocked out, and people...
I remember a bad one in 15.
No, this was before that, because at that point, I was at UPS.
Okay.
So, before that, I had retreated to the charming world of hotel housemaning. And a lot of people, because of the snowstorms and houses buried and no power, were retreating to hotels. They were just staying in there until the power came on back at their house. And because we had such a large amount of rooms and we had our own laundry and everything, people were just staying there. We even had a breakfast room, so...
I mean, it makes sense.
It worked.
Yeah.
However, there was this room on the bottom right, actually the same room where the pot smokers were, now that I'm thinking of this. That room must have been cursed.
Coist.
Coist.
Of course.
Of course. It was coist, of course. One day I was talking to people at work and I literally said, okay, first of all, like, okay, we're not going that far. I went to the door of the room because it's one of my jobs to go inside, put in fresh towels, put in fresh shampoos. I knocked on the door. These 4 guys were staying in there. I didn't hear anything. I knocked again. Housekeeping. No one answered. I said, oh, they must not be in here. So, I have a key to every single room in the building, as is my job.
As you do.
I begin to open the door, and just as I'm opening it, this huge guy in a hoodie comes out and he body blocks me. He's staying there. What are you here for? What's your business? Literally, those were his words. I said, housekeeping. I knocked. Came to see if you need any shampoos, soaps, or fresh towels. He says, stay here. And he shuts the door. And I said, what? I'm about to walk away, but then he opens the door crack and he slips out. In the crack, just a $20 bill comes slipping out. For the rest of the week, $20 a day if you leave the shampoos, the soaps, and the towels outside the door in a bag and knock twice.
That's shady, man.
I'm not gonna lie, every warning bell is going off. The klaxons are going off, the fireworks, the red flags, the red lights, every single thing is going off. But you know what? $20 a day... Oh, I misspoke. It was $20 a delivery. Oh. And I had to do this twice a day.
Oh, rock on.
So it was like, $40 a day just for doing this? 40 extra dollars? Okay.
Yeah, rock on.
I'd go over, knock. Housekeeping. The $20 would come sliding out of the door, and I just take it and leave the bag and walk away, and I'm fine. This went on for about 2 weeks.
Oh my goodness.
2 weeks until things started to get weird.
Weirder.
Then the situation is already calling for, hang on, another drink from the old bottle. I can sense revivification.
I cast Revivify. Yes, that's a spell.
I don't doubt you. I don't doubt you at all. So, the power starts to go back on Cape Cod. People are leaving the hotel, we are cleaning up the rooms, but these people are still there. And they're making it almost clear that we are not going to see them at all. They rarely leave the room. Although, mysteriously, people are showing up to the outdoor entrance to the room, because it was on the ground floor and they had a sliding door.
Yep.
And stopping by and then leaving.
Oh, they're selling drugs, man.
Yes. Way to jump on the... I was going to bury the lead, but you jumped on the lead. You lead jumper.
I mean, it was obvious.
All we know is that they didn't want me in the room, and people were stopping by the room, and they were there longer than they should have been, at which point a police officer comes into the hotel and says, listen, we are looking for these particular people. Are they staying here? And the hotel manager, Chris, says, I don't know. I'll take a look, and I'll get back to you. And he asks me, hey, do you recognize these people? Oh, yes, those are the nice people that are staying in that room over there. Feeding me. Oh, wait, you don't know about the money. They just asked me to leave the towels and shampoo outside the door. So you've never been into the room? No. At which point, Chris goes over to the room and knocks on it and says, hi, listen, are you these people? Because the cops are looking to find some people. No answer. Chris goes back to the desk. And just like with the pot smokers, we see a car full of people peeling out of the driveway. I'm like, oh, I guess it was them. And we finally go in, and my gosh, these people, well, I didn't have to do any work. They took their own trash. They took the trash.
Well, you know, of course.
DNA evidence, fingerprints.
DNA evidence, fingerprints.
All of the towels and all the towels and the blankets and everything, they were in the shower, and they were completely wet. And, like, they must have drowned them to hide DNA evidence. The room was clean and spotless. No sign of, like, anything. They took all their stuff. And they had already paid in advance, so they didn't have a deposit or anything, so that was it. They were gone. And all I could think is like, wow, Chris, are you a spy? The way you handled that situation was so cool. Way to not tip them off. Leading with the police. My gosh. So after that, you could say I started to become a little paranoid.
Fair enough.
This was after the pot incident. This was after the falling glass incident. And this was also after the mysterious drug dealers closing down and spiriting themselves away like gypsies in the night.
Yeah.
That this next incident happened.
Oh, no.
Oh, yes. So we're in the west wing of the hotel.
Okay.
I have to go upstairs, and I have to go up and down the hall, and there are these two men. And yes, I'm going to just say it. They were big, scary dudes with muscles coming out of their necks, looks in their eye like, we will kill you.
They would have been gorgeous if they didn't look so scary.
No.
No?
They were covered in tattoos, and one guy had a, like, honest to God, like, face scar straight out of a movie. And I'm just going to stay far away from these people. Why? Because I am jumping to generalizations. I am completely basing this all on physical appearance. Because so sue me, we've had drug dealers and illegal pot smokers and falling glass and all this stuff, and I'm like, I don't know what's happening. The fourth time around, I may not get so lucky, but I go up to the room, I knock on the door, like, housekeeping. The guy comes up, what you want? Just here to drop off fresh towels. He takes it out of my hands, storms the room, slams the door. I'm just like, okay, that's it. I don't have to do anything anymore. And they stay there for a whole weekend, and I'm giving them wide berth.
Yep.
Because I'm thinking, oh God, who knows what they're up to in there? Sacrificing live animals, smuggling government secrets, possibly opening the portals to hell themselves. Who knows? But finally, the day comes, and I get notified, oh, they're gone. Would you mind going up to the room? Like, go into that room? They're gone, right? Yes. I was stealing myself. What am I going to see in there? I open the door, and the room is clean. They have bagged up their trash and put it right there next to the door for me. They've pushed back all of the chairs. The remote was where it should be. They had taken the sheets off the bed, and they didn't actually, put them away, but they had wrapped them up.
Oh, wow.
And the towels were all set aside. They hadn't used any of the shampoos, so they had used the soap, so the soaps were gone. I'm just looking at it like, oh,
You're so thoughtful.
I'm such an idiot. I'm such a jerk. Thinking the worst of these poor guys, just because I've had a couple bad experiences and because they had tattoos and a facial scar. I should be ashamed of myself.
Yeah.
Some people just aren't as bad as you think they are. And then I go over to the bed, and I lifted up the pillow, and there was like a foot-long switchblade under the pillow. I'm talking the granddaddy of all switchblades. I'm talking this thing had like a gleaming silver hilt with, I think, a diamond or two in it.
Wow.
And a big button on the side, which, you know, if you push the murder knife comes out.
The murder knife.
I look at the thing.
Okay.
And I just put the pillow back on top of it. I walk out of the room, down the hall, down the stairs, back up the wing, across the hotel, I go to the lobby, and these people are aware that I have been, you know, genuinely terrified of the guests staying in this room. And they're looking at me like, now, don't you feel silly? I said, yes, the room was completely clean. So clean I could see the switchblade under the pillow. They all laugh and they go, wait, what? And I had to take the manager and the two other people who were there up to the room, and I just lifted the pillow. I'm like, there it is.
There it is.
Like, oh. And then I said something I'm really not proud of. It just came to me at that moment. I think that's also going to be on my tombstone. It just came to me at the moment. I looked at Chris and said, so can I keep it? Like, I don't... Like, sure, who knows?
Can I keep that?
Who knows why that implement is there, but it's so damn cool.
It is really cool.
Who else can say that they own a silver, diamond-encrusted switchblade?
Also highly illegal in the state of Massachusetts.
One day when I was at my previous hotel, someone had left a hunting knife in the driveway, and, you know, I put it in the lost and found, and then no one took it, so I'm like, oh, it's mine now. Yeah. Like, it's in my bedside drawer. I also sleep with an aluminum baseball bat under my side of the bed because God knows what.
I keep a baseball bat in my car.
This is smart. And I would point out other weapons in this house and actual magic. So, you know, it's not like anyone's robbing this place.
Nope.
Plus, dogs and coyotes.
Yes.
Coyotes.
We just have the one.
She has a baby.
Does she?
You told me she had a cub.
No.
You said that she brought her cub with her once.
I said I'm hoping for that.
Oh, okay. So, yeah, they had to call the police. They had to remove the implement and everything. And, you know, it was one of those, we will never speak of this again in the history of the hotel, but the hotel's gone now, so I don't mind talking about the orchard now. The thing is, this actually brought something up in my mind. There was a book I had read years ago called Pattern Recognition. Don't. People just don't.
Don't read the book?
Yeah. But there's this one scene where the female protagonist is recalling an incident where she is with a guy. They're having sex. They're going hot and heavy at his apartment. She reaches up and grabs the headboard, at which point she can feel the gun that is taped to the back of the headboard with her fingers. She says nothing. They finish up. They go to sleep. But she gets up, leaves, and she breaks up with him because she's thinking the entire time, what kind of person needs to sleep with a gun taped to the back of the headboard? It's a question she didn't want the answer to. She just said, you know, there's a lot of possible answers. I don't want any of them. So I'm just going to break up with this guy. Me, I was staring at this switchblade and thinking, what kind of person needs to sleep with a switchblade of that magnitude under his pillow? And he clearly forgot it. It's not the sort of thing I want the answer to. I should just point out that as we were talking about this, Elder Knife just walked by brandishing a steak knife just to mess with me.
You just said Elder Knife.
That's his new name, Elder Knife. And I am Junior Pinprick. I am Thumbtack. Whiskey is Boar Spear, and there is Frosty Thumbtack. I have to work my way up. Soon I will become Sewing Needle.
You'll become what?
Sewing Needle.
Sewing Needle.
Eventually I shall be Jewel-encrusted Dagger. Like those guys in the hotel room. To this day, I love telling that story. But it's, one of those... There's a story here. I just don't want the rest of it. And listeners, please feel free to tell me what you think the actual reason for all of this was. The scary guys in the hotel with the switchblade that they left behind. And I never heard from the cops, like, that they dusted it for prints and found it was evidence in some dastardly crime or something. I never found out. I don't care enough, but...
You know, in a case like this, the simplest answer is probably the solution that that one of the guys just naturally finds it a security thing to sleep with a knife.
As I said, I sleep with a hunting knife in my nightstand and a baseball bat under my bed.
Yeah.
I have reasons, people. This is Cape Cod.
Ah! Oh, man. I think that was poisonous.
Oh, Frosty, that looks bad.
I don't feel so good. I think this is the end.
Oh, Frosty, no. Is there anything I can do for you?
As a matter of fact, yes. I have the cable guy coming Monday. Could you please be at my house to let him in? Also, there's a slice of cheesecake in the fridge that's going to go bad. Finish it, would you? It was expensive, but turns out it's blueberry. I can't stand blueberry. When you're done, throw out the milk. It's expired by now, and I never got around to it. When you're in the kitchen, please make sure to check under the table. Sometimes the dogs leave scraps under there. Give it a quick dusting. Next Tuesday, I have a PT appointment. Could you let them know I'm not going to make it? Also, tell my guy hi for me, and make sure that everyone knows no one gets my stuff. I want it to all be buried with me. Then someone needs to make my last tuition payment for the semester. Could you get on that, will you?
Will there be anything else?
I've never particularly enjoyed your company.
Right back at you, buddy. Right back at you.
Okay, Whiskey, so the summer is over.
Almost over. We still got probably about till Columbus Day.
Hang on a second. To the internet. Away!
Whee!
I've missed saying that. I just want to find out, when is the last day of summer?
Technically September 21st on the equinox.
Hang on, I want to check and see if Whiskey is correct. I have no doubt that he is, but, there's a margin for error. And according to this, it says this year it will be September 23rd.
Ah, the 23rd.
On average, summer lasts for 93.6 days, but I thought there was 104 days of summer vacation, and school comes along just to end it.
Phineas and Ferb lied to us.
Oh, they were off by at least 11 days. Wait, how can you have 93.6 days?
Because the calendar is inaccurate.
That's just weird.
Well, also remember that we have to have a leap year to make up for the fact that the Earth's rotation takes 24 and a quarter hours.
Doyle McGinnis, if you're listening, I hope you have a happy birthday when the next leap year rolls around.
You actually know someone?
Who was born on a leap day.
Oh, no way.
He's like 14 years old.
That's awesome.
His brother Donnie and I would always make fun of him, like, so how old are you this year? And we'd go to a bar to celebrate, like, oh, you can't have this. You're only like, what, 8? Of course, his name is Doyle McGinnis. You cannot get much more Irish than if your name was Irishy McIrish. Yeah. And, he loves to pull on the accent and go, oh, you wee bastard, put him up. And like he does the thing with his fists. And he was a former lacrosse player. I have no doubt he could kill me.
He could make good on that threat.
I miss those guys. I miss them so much. So guys, if you're listening, hi. And Doyle, if you're listening, what are you, like, have you reached puberty yet? He's like in his late 20s, but in reality... Okay, so what are we going to take out of this summer? The 1 month of solid oppressive heat.
That was awful.
Yeah.
And I still wore my jeans all that time.
Except for the times you were in shorts, which is also a bathing suit.
That doesn't count.
It counts.
It doesn't count.
It counts.
It does not count.
Could we see below your knee?
No.
Yes! We could see below your knees.
Well, yeah, I guess so.
Shorts!
You can't see above my knee.
Sure. I hate wearing shorts above the knees. I'm from the 90s, though.
Yeah.
Dion Cole says, do not trust a man who wears his shorts above the knee. I wear them below, except when I'm wearing my work uniform, in which case I am just petrified.
Then we shouldn't trust you.
Have you been listening to me? I found a switchblade in a hotel, and I was taking a bribe from apparently drug dealers. Do not trust me. Also, back in episode, what was it, 29, I think? Something around there. We were talking about how I was going to drive my friend the escort through Boston.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I have an illicit, sordid career. The FBI agents listening to the show now are building a stronger case against me.
Much stronger now.
Okay, then we had the month that was almost solid gloom and rain.
Ah, almost.
We had some really good movies.
Yeah, Barbenheimer.
I haven't seen either, but I was referring more to the Mario movie, which I'm counting as a summer movie.
Yeah, it was
You can still see it in theaters, I think.
Yeah.
In the Haunted Mansion, I mean, it tried. God bless it. It tried.
I think the Mario movie is the only one I've seen.
I'll see the Barbie movie when it eventually comes out for free and I'm very drunk one day.
That sounds right.
Yeah. Let's see. We went to quite a few new locations, some interesting bars. We got to do the swim-up bar this year.
Oh, yes, we did.
Amazing karaoke sessions at the music room.
Archery. D&D, yep.
Created some new characters. Gluten-free pizzas.
Lots of them.
Crispy cauliflower. And, let's see... Oh, yeah, there was some sadness, too.
Yes, there was.
Some personal losses, my friends, my life, some other things. Some also big historic names passed away, too.
Jimmy Buffett just passed away.
Like, yesterday.
Yeah, holy cow.
I know. They were playing a lot of Jimmy Buffett. Is it sad that I know, like, only 2 of his songs?
No, not really.
Something about playing for gumbo and something about a cheeseburger.
Elder Nerd met him.
Yeah, he rescued him off his boat.
Yeah.
You told me that story. And Tony Bennett passed away.
Oh.
Yeah. Wait, what? Oh.
What do you mean?
You don't know who Tony Bennett is?
Nonsense. That is libel and slander.
Oh my
Good
gosh!
sir.
This face! This is the face Whiskey makes when he's trying to cover. Oh my god! Where's my phone? I need to take a photo of this face. This will not stand. How can you not?
Well, obviously, we're sitting down.
Okay, where's that bow staff? Where is the staff? Ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to go beat this man senseless with one of his own weapons, thus defeating its purpose.
And I am going to go run like a doe.
I'm your friend Frosty.
And I'm your bartender, Mike Whiskey.
It's great to be back, but for now, remember, have a cold one on us. Get back here, you! He's getting away! Stop him!
This podcast was recorded at and produced by Cape Media Center on Cape Cod, Massachusetts by podcasting duo Mike Whiskey and Your Friend Frosty. All music and sound credits go to soundstripe.com. Special thanks to Jamie Horton, Emily Tulloch, Gabrielle Rawson. For more information on Bourbon on Ice, visit our social media page at twitter.com/whiskeyfrosty. For more information on Cape Media Center, visit capemedia.org. For more listening options and a variety of podcasting entertainment, visit our hosts at buzzsprout.com and capemediacenter.org.